It looks, it's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, and the two wide players up front can make the system pretty much succeed or fail. They'll be quite flexible in their creative movement. They like to drift in. At times they'll mix their game up and keep their width. And of course they're also expected to track any runs from opposition fullbacks. So they've got quite hard-working jobs, but if they can gain a one-on-one advantage, they can dictate.
So it's down to business here. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He's got everything you'd want from a top-level keeper. Great shot-stopping, but also a very cool head and a good organiser. What's more, he's very happy to play sweeper-keeper behind that defence, mopping up loose balls before picking a pass and get his team on the front foot again.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. Stuani played out towards the right wing. Oh, what a climb! It just took too long getting forward.
Now, Peter, the best counter-attacks are pacey and incisive, we know that, and that one never really got going.
And here's Vinicius Junior. Oh, such a clever touch. And the shot's on here. Can he finish? Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early. Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Blind forwards and with intent. Lamar. And here's Stuani. The referee's awarded a free kick.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. He's had a crack.
Oh, well done for him to take the shot on. He did at least hit the target.
Away. Van der Beek. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Brian Hill. Brian Hill, gently done. Real chance! Goal!
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Camavinga. Chouameni. Rudiger. Valverde. That looks a cracking ball.
I think those reactions say it all. He didn't wait for the support and the chances gone a-begging.
Carvajal. And here's Rodrigo. Chance for a shot! Chouameni. Rudiger. And here's Valverde. Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Well, it came to nothing in the end, but it certainly got the crowd going.
And it's been taken short. Mbappe takes a shot! And another try! Superb goal! Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Oh, good spread. Calmly anticipates. Now then, the ball's come loose. Neither side really getting hold of the ball. Hill. That'll be a throw. Oh, it's played into the area. And back out it comes. Plenty waiting in the middle. Tries to cross. Howson is there, and he can get that clear. And here's Stuani. Could be, and he shoots!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Oh, and a chance! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
There's a probing ball. Carvajal cuts out the pass. Chouameni. Rudiger. Sigankov, and it's lofted through here. Howson getting this one clear. Ooh, delicate chip through. Vinicius Junior. That's really well manoeuvred. Looking to break at pace. Oh, great header! He scores! Spectacular header. He really flung himself at that.
Yeah, a diving header is always a pleasurable sight, and that was just about perfect.
This is quite a battle.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
And here's Mbappe. And the shot! Carvajal. And it's Camavinga. Oh, that's nice. And here's Camavinga. It's a threat. There's the shot! No mistake! Into the lead once more.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
And now he has two. Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Moved on forwards. And here's Stuani. Brian Hill! It's off target and by quite a way.
Brian Hill really looks sharp out there. That first touch, sensation.
Valverde. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Camavinga. Camavinga. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Aim forwards, and he's picked out the run. Stuani, he's shifting through the gears here. That's going to go a long way. Mbappe is flagged offside. They've got rid. Out to the right. Oh, pleasingly open affair so far. Goals wherever you look. Played out to the right. Here it is, crossed in. And that has been cleared. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And it's Camavinga. And here's Mbappe. Bullish header! No, couldn't quite control it.
You really could have done with engaging those crosses much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
Carvajal gets over and intercepts. Howson. Out to the left it goes. Tries to get it clear. Hill. Lovely bit of skill. That's a nicely weighted pass. Oh, that's neat. And it's played forward. Could move up a gear here. Moved on forwards. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. And he's managed to get free. Delivered in. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And here's the chance to counter. Van der Beek. Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
They're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. Oh, that's a nice ball. Rudiger with the clearance. That is lovely. Aimed in towards the centre. He's had a shot! It's there! He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Can he deliver? Valverde. Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Out to the right. Now it's Stuani, and he's searching through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Played into space. Lamar. He has a look up. Can he finish? Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
Well, talking about creating a problem for yourself, okay, credit to good pressing, but that was entirely avoidable.
Rodrigo, delicate ball, and it needs to be. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Lamar. That's really well manoeuvred. Brian Hill, and that's aimed into the middle. Back in once more. And he's there to clear it. Van der Beek. And it's hoisted clear. And here's Stuani. Mbappe. Valverde. Howson. Carvajal. Searching pass he's played there. Ter Stegen claims it, and the danger passes. Lamar shifted upfield. Brian Hill. Brilliantly cut out. Blint, aim forwards. That's tidy. Hill. Lovely feet. Hit into the middle. Climbs up big! Oh, it's come loose. Rudiger is there, and he can get that clear. Van der Beek. And the shot! And one more try! And the ball's come loose here. No way through, so back it comes. Oh, sweet feet. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Lamar. Blint. That's a sharp pass. Sigankov played out towards the right wing. Cross goes in there. Camavinga. Oh, he's found him in space. Blint gently done. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Played out wide. Valverde, he has found the way through. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And here's Valverde, he's having a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Valverde clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Vinicius Junior. And it's Camavinga. Camavinga spread out to the left. Oh, nice touch. Vinicius Junior! Can he stop it going out? Chance to play it in. Nice interception, well timed. They've played it short. Bit too much weight on the pass. Moved on forwards.
Really looking to do something that's simple here, Peter, but it has to be effective.
How exactly can they do that?
Well, they're tucking their fullbacks in the midfield to enable their more talented personnel to push forward.
Now it's Rodrigo, and the counter is on.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Now it's Rodrigo. Mbappe! Danger averted for now. Rodrigo. Valverde at his creative best. He set up 2 goals. Camavinga done delicately. That's the throw. Aim forwards. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Howson makes the interception. Camavinga has found the net here, of course. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe, oh, good spread. Lamar can get it clear. Howson, and it's Carvajal. Camavinga. Played into... Oh, shooting chance! He has done it! And they've got their lead back. Perfect timing, perfect connection, and a perfect outcome. Mbappe
Simply judged everything beautifully. That takes a lot of training ground practice, and we know what practice can make.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, talk about being on top of your game, everything seems to be coming off for it.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And it's played forward. Camavinga. Carvajal. Now it's Mbappe! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Tchouaméni plays it short. Time to deliver. And it's Valverde. Takes a shot! It's a loose ball. And it's played into the middle. Tries to get it clear. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. Blint. Stuani. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Howson tries to clear, and that's been won straight back. Van der Beek. Out towards the flank. Purring through the gears. Do have a chance to counter here. Nicely intercepted. Blint forwards and with intent. Van der Beek. And it's Stuani. That's really well manoeuvred. Now here's the delivery. Courtois gets his gloves on it, nice and calm. Valverde. And here's Vinicius Junior. That's Valverde. Vinicius Junior. Chance to deliver. And here's Rodrigo. Has a shot! Well, that is rather wayward.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
Van der Beek. And it's Stuani. And here's Stuani.
Stuani really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And here's Vinicius Junior. Moved on forwards. Now it's Stuani. Now that's well seen too. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Mbappe! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
I'm really impressed with the tenacity he's shown to intercept that. That's how they're going to make things happen.
Van der Beek. Aim forwards. And that's put paid to a promising move. He's found a way through. Rudiger with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Camavinga attempts a clearance. Nice physical challenge. Howson. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Rodrigo laid out to the left flank. Blint. Blint shifted upfield. Carvajal. And here's Mbappe. Oh, red, nice interception. And it's played forward. Stuani. Brian Hill. And that is going to be the final action of the first half.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can have more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
Well, what a half, what a game we have here. The second half can't come soon enough. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. So both teams emerge the same as they were before the break. And here's Mbappe. And here's Rodrigo. It's anyone's ball now. And he thumps it clear. Ball's gone out of play. Rodrigo hangs one in. Oh, that's not going to find its target. So, what can they make of this? He's through here. Chance! Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. He'll try to keep this alive. Camavinga. Carvajal. Howson. Camavinga is onto it in a flash. Vinicius Junior. And here's Mbappe. Vinicius Junior. Over to the left. That's good play. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Can he spark a counter here? Van der Beek. Van der Beek forwards and with intent. Rudiger, and the keeper's got it again. Keeper's got good distance on that. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Lamar. Van der Beek. Hill. Brian Hill. Tchouaméni clears it away. Wins the duel this time, and they can counter here. Mbappe. Oh, well measured. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Rodrigo herring after the ball here.
Did he that? Because it had a decent chance of progressing.
Ball's out once more. Aim forwards. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Played out to the right. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Valverde. And it's Camavinga. Tchouaméni. And here's Rodrigo.
Rodrigo has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
It's gone for a throw-in. Carvajal. Rodrigo. Camavinga. Delivery from Danny Carvajal. Van der Beek. Out to the right. That's been drilled forward. Howson cuts it out. Chouameni. Valverde. Rudiger. Chouameni. That's really well manoeuvred. Lamar. Blint. And it's played forward. Stuani. Now he's off and running. Hill. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. They're trying everything to subdue him here.
Oh, look, Peter, this has been a textbook illustration of how not to defend, and finally, they've decided to single him out.
And it's Valverde. He is just caressing the ball. Muscular approach does pay off here. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Well, welcome to the modern game. You get hounded as soon as you get the ball. You can't take time like that.
Some good work on the right flank here. It's run loose here. And here's it's Stuani! Howson. Valverde. Valverde played out towards the right wing. Caresses it through. Can he get onto this? Lamar is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Vinicius Junior. Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe played out to the left flank. And here's Valverde. Rodrigo, and the finish! Oh, they could be caught out here. Valverde. Now it goes for a shot! Vinicius Junior gets flagged offside. Hoisted upfield by the keeper. Brian Hill have it back and can go again. Now who's going to be first to this? Camavinga did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Rodrigo. Carvajal. Camavinga. Valverde. Played out wide. And here's Camavinga. Vinicius Junior. A well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Vinicius Junior. Lamar. Brian Hill. Moved on forwards. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Vinicius Junior, spread out to the left. And it's Carvajal. Valverde. He's had a shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Valverde actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
That has been knocked clear. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Camavinga. Rudiger, gently done. Get a throw in. Lamar. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior. Valverde. And here's Vinicius Junior. And here's Rodrigo. Camavinga. Crosses it in. Oh, that is asking for trouble. That's really well cleared. Throw it. And it's Carvajal. And it's played forward. Oh, this looks sharp. And he cuts out the supply. Rudiger. Howson. Camavinga. Pass just lacking in accuracy.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Camavinga. Rodrigo. And that's a good ball. Showing good feet. Mbappe! Mbappe has been caught there. It's a foul. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. Right from the top draw. Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Oh, that is a bit special. He's got four. That is remarkable. So the lead now is 2.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
And it's been played through. Brian Hill. And that was very necessary. He's in plenty of space here. Brian Hill. Nice control. Crunching tackle. Howson did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. It's Camavinga. Carvajal. Defending of the desperate variety. And claimed it back swiftly. Valverde knocks it out wide. That's very neat. Camavinga crossed into the middle. Brian Hill gets it away. Vinicius Junior's cross. Brian Hill was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Howson aim forwards. He's been bundled over, that is a foul. He knew what was coming, that's a yellow card. Players protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref. Clears it away. Chouameni. Valverde. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe! And it's there! And the lead is extended still further. How many? Just how many? So now the difference is 3.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And here's Vinicius Junior. And here's Vinicius Junior. Very nicely done. Aimed it towards the centre. He's got options in the box, it's a mighty effort! Right on cue, but fluffed his line. Van de Beek. Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's a very decent ball. Could be shot at goal! Really well taken goal. Yet another goal in an awesome performance. They are in complete charge. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
It's become a case of men against boys.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Sigankov chasing after it. Cleared away. Van der Beek. Howson attempts a clearance. Brian Hill. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Valverde. Mbappe. Rodrigo. 75 minutes played. Howson. Rudiger. And back to the goalkeeper. Lamar. Proves too strong. Well timed, excellent interception. Sigankov has given away a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Yeah, and he's dodged a big one there. He has to be squeaky clean from here.
Van der Beek. Brian Hill. Decent chance! It's a goal!
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. Valverde. And it's come back to the keeper. Chouameni. Carvajal. Now it's Mbappe. Blind too strong for his opponent there. Van der Beek. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Vinicius Junior. Great defending, strong and determined. This interception, his positioning was spot on. Rudiger. Camavinga. Rudiger. Howson. Valverde. And he's there to get it away. And reclaimed it in a trice. Rodrigo. Howson. Chouameni. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And here's Stuani. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Courtois, long ball by the goalkeeper. Moved on forwards, and that pass just didn't quite work. That's really well manoeuvred. Van der Beek. Brian Hill. Lamar. Blint. Lamar. Now it's Stuani. Van der Beek. And here's Stuani. Chouameni. Rodrigo. Carvajal. Lobbed in behind. Blint. Blint shifted upfield. Now it's Stuani. And it's Stuani. Stuani. Stuani is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Hill. Tries to dink it through. And he's there to clear it. Out of play for a throw. Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
Vinicius Junior. Now it's Mbappe. Into the last 5 minutes. Played with finesse. And the shot! He's scored! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
So is this the start of a comeback?
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Gets it away. And claimed it back swiftly. And here's Rodrigo. He is through here. Played in by Rodrigo. Ter Stegen claims it, safe hands. Chouameni producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Hill. And he's heaved it away. Camavinga. Blint. Looking here to chip it through. That is a brilliant interception. Valverde. Chouameni. Courtois sends that a long way. Camavinga. Valverde. Lamar tries to thread one through. Oh, smashing header! And he has kept it out somehow.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Mbappe. Mbappe looking to run onto it. That has been cut short. Blint. Has a look and plays it forward. Chouameni. Camavinga. Chouameni. Rudiger. Howson. Rudiger. Valverde. Vinicius Junior. Rodrigo. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And it's Carvajal. Lamar. Stuani. That looks a good ball through. Brian Hill. Carvajal does really well to win the ball there. Referee has just said play on. And that's that. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, this was a result that reflected the difference in team strengths. I mean, you felt that all they had to do was release their power and they were going to steamroll their opposition, which pretty much happened.